I was getting to visit where Popular and Jay. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the PLJ podcast. I'm glad you're tuned in. I'm glad you've seen the thumbnail. I'm glad you've seen the title. Before I forget, I hope you guys check out my previous video. I believe it's with the gun violence. That's what it was, the gun violence. Hope you guys watched that. Any thoughts, any comments, leave them in the comment section below. As you guys see in the thumbnail, the title, we are talking about the Roe versus Wade that just recently overturned, you know, with abortion rights, women rights and everything. I'm going to give you guys my opinions, thoughts, facts, perspective. You know, I'm going to throw in a little humor, going to throw in some, again, facts, opinions and everything like that. Take everything with a grain of salt. If you guys agree, great. If you don't, let's agree to disagree. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know. But yeah, make sure you guys like, comment down below your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. It will mean the world to me. And don't forget to click that bell so you won't miss out any more videos. And without further ado, let's jump straight to the topic. So, excuse me, like I said, today's topic is the Roe versus Wade. So a little background explaining what Roe versus Wade is. A little brief summary, just a little quick brief summary. It's a 1973 lawsuit that famously led to the Supreme Court making a ruling on abortion rights. Fast forward to 2022, the ruling was overturned. Now there's no rights to humans, not humans, but to women to do, like, for them to have the access, the ability to do whatever the fuck they want to do with their body. No more abortions. And I also heard, if I'm not mistaken, they're trying to cancel other things as well. So we're going to talk about that as well. So yeah, so it really sucks what they did, the people in Congress, the Senate and everything. It really sucks how a few people in office could really determine the lives and likelihood and determine the well-being and life pretty much of millions and millions and millions of people all over the United States, which is crazy. There's only a few people have that power. And what I said in my previous video about the gun violence, you know, people need to start voting. People don't vote. That's the reality of it. If people vote, then maybe we could go somewhere. But yeah, the Roe versus Wade started, you know, is a lawsuit that led to the Supreme Court to make a ruling on abortion rights, and it all started in Texas. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So number two, this is where it's a little controversial, debatable. I am all for it. I am all for it. Now before you guys say anything, hear me out. I am all for women having their rights to do whatever the fuck they want. If they want to get an abortion, honestly, it's a lot of factors. And I bet you guys were thinking I'm all for it for them being overturned. It's like, nah, like, you can't do that to a woman, man. Like, you can't. I know I'm not a woman. I don't have a uterus. I can't get pregnant. Things of that nature. So it's like, how can you take away the rights? It just doesn't make no sense, honestly, how a group of people can determine what a woman can and can't do. That's just stupid. That is straight baloney. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm all for women's rights. You know, if they wanna, like, again, most of the time, like if people want to get abortions and everything, most of the time you go there with the not the idea, but the knowledge of, like, you know what you did, you know, you let a dude get you pregnant, now you want to give it to the baby. I mean, there's a lot of circumstances where you don't want the baby, you could get raped, you know, again, a lot of factors. And I feel like if I was like a clinic, okay, you know, it's your body, your choice, your consequences. Look, I'm just here just to provide the service. I'm not gonna judge you, because we're all not perfect. So why would we judge somebody just because they don't want their, like, baby? Again, it's a lot of factors, but I just don't find the sense in why the government should, you know, you lady, you can't do nothing with your body, whatever you want. Like, you can't do whatever you want with your body. and I'm gonna write it into law, and then now you and nobody in the United States can do whatever the fuck they want with their body. That's just wrong. That's just immoral. That's just bringing us back to like old times, and I don't know, it's a mess. But I'm a strong advocate, like I was saying in my previous video, mental health and women's rights. I feel like a woman should pretty much decide what she wants to do with her body. Obviously, a lot of people may not agree, and a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh no, you're killing an innocent child." But it's like, I mean, first of all, I mean, it's really none of your fucking business if you ask me. I mean, it's the same thing with, like, for example, like, I know it might not be on the same level, but like with tattoos, I don't have tattoos, and I'm not against nobody getting tattoos, but it's like, it's my body. If I want to get tattoos, I can get tattoos if I want to. You can't tell me or force me to not get tattoos. It's the same way with a woman, especially men, predominantly men that's like in office. They can't really say, like, I don't know what's in their head for them to say, okay, all women cannot get an abortion. Yeah, but if your wife didn't want the baby, what are you gonna tell her? She can't get an abortion? Like, it's just crazy how guys in office, they think and they get elected to come up with these decisions that affect millions and millions of Americans. It's just crazy. Like, but you know, I'm gonna stand with women, right? I'm gonna stand with women, you know, and say that you know, I'm with them, and that they could decide what to do with their body. I mean, obviously, like I said, a lot of people may not agree, but hey, I mean, I'm on your side, so that's a plus. The third point I have is, so I have in reality, the truth behind Roe versus Wade, it's a race thing, right? It's control over women who can't abort unborn kids. The US is trying to stay as white as possible. Yeah, so it's a race thing, right? They're not trying to have continue having these, like, I guess, baby of color, you know, like being born or not being born, like whatever the case might be. Pretty much the US just wants to keep having white babies, and I'm gonna get into further details about this later on, because I remember I wrote a note about this. They're really trying to keep it as white as possible. You know how they say, like, when something happens, sounds about white? Yeah, that's what they're referring to, and like, sounds about white, you know? Sounds about right, sounds about white. You guys get it. But yeah, but if you go on YouTube or you go on TikTok, there's a person explaining, it was this advisor for the president back in, I don't know, like in the 70s, 80s, whatever. He wrote a book, but I'm gonna explain to that later on. He wrote a book explaining that the government prefers white people in the US, and you know, having white people in the workforce and all that. But I'm not gonna talk about that right now. I'm talking about it later. But in reality, it's all a race population control thing that they're trying to, because you know, they know that, like, rich white people can get abortions whenever they want, but they're not trying to let people of color get abortions, especially nowadays where interracial relationships, interracial marriage are through the roof. Like, we never seen this amount of interracial relationships ever in history, and it's just crazy. But let me continue. Yeah, and low-key, they're playing themselves, because now, in a way, they're going to force women to have babies, and they're still not going to be white. Pretty much, white people are scared about being considered a minority. So that's why they're trying to stop abortion. So that means nobody can get abortions, because now the white people are like, now back then I used to have 10 white employees. Now I have the same amount, 10 employees. Now everybody has a different race. Everybody has a different ethnicity. Now you have an Asian, you know, a black employee. Now you have a I don't know, a Haitian employee, a Jamaican employee, and I'm pretty sure in their head they're not fucking with that. They want white people. For some reason, they want white people everywhere. Yeah, they're scared. Like I said, they're scared to becoming a minority. I think there's a chart or there's a graph or something, and you guys, like, again, you guys can do your own research. And somebody, actually 2 people told me this, and I actually did the research myself. There's a chart online where it says by 2050, I think it's by 2040 or 2040, 2050, but by 2040 or 2050, white people are going to be at the brink of becoming a minority. And when I seen it, I was like, wow, that is crazy. White people have been taking over for the longest. Now, when a whole bunch of races, a whole bunch of ethnicities, a whole bunch of different backgrounds, now we're coming as one, as a collective. Now white people are getting offended because we're taking over. Hispanics, blacks, any other race, we're all taking over. And white people, you know, they don't want to be a minority. We're black people, Hispanic people, like everybody else that's not white, unfortunately, you're considered a minority, and white people don't want that. That's just the reality. White people want to stay on top of the food chain. White people want to stay on top of everybody, and eventually, you know, especially now with the technology and everything, it's just, unfortunately, it might not stay that way for long, and that's what white people are scared of. Sounds about white, right? Sounds about right. White people are scared of that shit, and you know, if we keep coming together, then that's what's, you know, gonna happen. White people are gonna be a minority. It's just the truth. Like, don't get mad at me. Just look at the stats, honestly. Yeah. So back to the abortion. Back to the abortion topic. I said, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the government goes after banning condoms, Plan Bs, pills, contraceptions, interracial marriages, and anything relating to the LGBTQ community. Meaning not allowing gay marriage and individuals to switch their genders. I feel like that's like the first step into stopping abortions. But like I said, you know, white people want to stay on top, and I just feel like sooner or later they might start banning, you know, Plan Bs and having, yeah, I heard that right, planning, you know, restrictions on interracial marriages and not having people, you know, marry this person. Everybody has to stay like racially loyal. So like a white man marries a white woman, a black man marries a black woman, a Hispanic marries another Hispanic, and so on and so forth. But like I said, times are different. You know, we're not in the 70s, 80s, 90s no more. We're not even in the early 2000s. Well, we're in 2000s, but not in the early 2000s. So yeah, times have changed. But the government, they're not playing, you know, they're not up to par. Because, you know, they're just not. They're trying to keep it the same way how they've been running the U.S., excuse me, for the longest. And that's just not going to happen. We're not allowing it. As you can see, they're making laws to ban certain shit like abortion for women. And that's just wrong. Honestly, in my opinion, that's just wrong. It's crazy. So the fourth thing I have is, again, it's a good portion why the reason this is happening. Again, I'm not agreeing with this, but it's just a lot of people don't vote. And like I said, one of my philosophies is if you don't vote, don't complain. And with that being said, it's like, you know, we all know who's up there in office. We might not know them specifically by names, but you know, you can Google them. We all know who's in office, and we could read, you know, we could read their background. We could read the things that they have brought to, like, you know, Congress and everything. But I'm pretty sure, I believe, like I said, Killer Mike, you know, you could bully your politicians at the voting booth. If you don't agree with the motherfucker in office, you could vote his ass out, him or her, it doesn't matter. And unfortunately, a lot of people in office, predominantly it's white men, white women. It's like, and then somebody else from another race, they're very, very low. Like, they're a very, like, I don't know, like 1 out of 100. It's not white. So we gotta get these motherfuckers out of office because they can't keep running through us, over us, and telling us what to do. That's just wrong. Listen, we're not like I said, we're not in the 70s, 80s no more. We gotta, you know, we gotta change. We gotta vote. We gotta come together because everybody else, you know, we could all come together. We could be very powerful people. You just gotta vote. Honestly, we could influence that to tell a friend, to tell somebody else, tell your family members. We all could and should vote because we have our right. You know, take advantage of your rights, people. Take advantage of all your rights, please. Just take advantage. Because other countries, they wish they had our rights. Honestly, they wish they had our rights. So let's all do our part and take advantage and, you know, be law-abiding citizens by voting, because a lot of shit could change. And the last thing that I have is, yeah, the last thing I'm gonna say is this, right? The fifth thing is the U.S. is trying its hardest to keep itself with as much white people as possible for the future and for the workforce. Like I said, they're not trying to have, you know, it's like the same thing. I think it's called like the electoral college or something like that. That they only need like a specific number of white people, black people, Hispanic people all in college. So that's why nobody gets you know, admitted to certain colleges, because they need like a certain criteria or a quota or something like that. So same thing with the U.S. Now they're seeing that, you know, black-owned businesses are being out more often, more frequent, right? People are taking, you know, like taking advantages of businesses, and the government is peeping that, and they don't like it. They want to change it. That's why they start off, you know, the first step with the abortion rights and everything, and then slowly but surely, if we don't get our shit together, people, if we don't get our shit together, the government's gonna literally be our ruler, and we're gonna have to go by what the government says and with the law, you know, with the state laws and regulations and all this other shit. So voting counts. And yeah, we just all gotta vote. I mean, obviously there's different ways around like voting, and there's more things we could do, you know, protest. But honestly, I think protest is, it's not that it's a waste of time. I mean, it kind of is sort of kind of the way, but at the same time, it's like there's only like a few percent that actually change, that actually get the government's attention to actually like make change. But other than that, you know, if we don't change them by voting, we could vote their asses out. But yeah, like I was saying, they want just white people working, honestly, and everybody else could just fuck themselves, and we don't want that, right? Because I know I don't. You know, it's just unfair to everybody. And I had this last point, so it's kind of like a bonus. I said I'm gonna kill y'all with this one, right? So listen up to this one, right? So, do you guys remember when Trump said he wanted to build a wall, right? He wanted to build a wall between the U.S. and Mexico, right? Okay, now, just keep listening. This is where it gets interesting. Yeah, where was that going to be located? At the Mexican border, right? Between the U.S. and Mexico, right? And I ask, what kind of people are in Mexico? People of color, Hispanics. Actually, it's the same thing with like, I think all other ethnicities and races and backgrounds. Probably white people is different, but I know Hispanics, we all come in different shapes, colors, sizes. And black people, different shapes, colors, sizes, shades. You know, any other race, any other ethnicity, we're all human, yes, but we all come in different shapes, sizes, colors. And white people is like, you know, just white people, like, I don't know. I feel like you could really identify a white person. I don't know. But you could tell the difference, right? Okay, with that being said, this is what they don't want to do, right? They don't want to turn the tables. And what I mean by that is, just listen up. And remember, they want to build a border between Mexico and the U.S., right? Because they don't want them to come over here because of quote-unquote drugs and cartels and all this other bullshit. No, because they don't want hardworking people to come to the U.S. to take advantage. They want to do it like the right way, or not come, you know, across the board because it's illegal. Whatever. That's all they care about. It's being legal and illegal and all that, right? So, hear me out. Why don't they build a border between the U.S. and Canada? Why they don't build a border between the U.S. and Canada, right? Think about it for a second. Think about it. They want to build a border between the U.S. and Mexico, but not between U.S. and Canada. They don't want to build a border. Oh, you get it now, right? You get it, right? I mean, is it given or is it not? Like, think about it. Just think about it. Oh, I missed the question. What kind of people are in Canada? Sounds about white, don't it? It sounds about white. Yeah. They want to build a wall between Mexico and the U.S., but not between Canada and... Right? Am I right or am I wrong? Sounds about white, right? ladies and gentlemen, listen, don't hate me. That's just what I observe, what I see, and what's actually happening in the world. So yeah, let's think about it. Listen, those are my top 5 points with a bonus. If you guys still on it, like, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know if I'm right. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know, like, just whatever. Just let me know your feedback. I will really appreciate it. But yeah, I think I got some of you. Like, I know I did. I probably did get you thinking about, like, wow, they want to build a wall between Mexico and the U.S., but not Canada and the U.S. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? Well, what kind of people are in Mexico? What kind of people are in Canada? And the U.S. is just between everything, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Just let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much my 5 points and the bonus. If you guys like this video, a big thumbs up would be highly appreciated. Leave your comments, opinions, facts, stats, research, comments, anything in the comment section below. I will highly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click that the thumbs up, and click the bell so you won't miss on any other video. If you guys have any other topics you guys want me to talk about, do my own research, let me know again in the comment section below. I will be more than happy to do, talk about a video like that. So yeah, I do plan to have guests, coming to like the podcast, but it's just been work, life, a lot of shit that's happening. But yeah, I do plan to get on, in my podcast, talking about like other topics for sure. Just give me some time. I gotcha. But just think about it. Again, let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, click that bell, and I will hope to see you guys in my next video. It's been your boy Poppin' on the J, and I am out. Peace.